Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me, a silver...
Oh, or maybe not. There was a man near some gutted hovel. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but...
We'll see.
The feller who claimed he was attacked didn't linger here long. Said he was gonna go back and capture. That was the last he heard.
We've got a few rooms going spare now.
What are you after? Thanks very much. Fare thee well.
Just because the heavens have gone so rapid.
You look like you could do with a drink. When I was a little girl... My grandmother. I swore then and there. Put the wind right up us. And thank goodness they did. Like being back in the glory days. Half of me wishes they hadn't left. It ain't exactly a bed of roses. And that's just a start. Stop by for an ale any time, eh?
I've got greens of all shapes and sizes.
How do? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone.
I'm looking for a...
That no one has seen us. Word is, they were all hunted for their venue.
You're probably right.
Want to know how to tell if the world's going to rack and ruin?
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 a cash.
The people of the rest may seem to be in high spirits.
Can I help you? You wouldn't happen to sell...
But if it's...
Was a silver...
Oh.
It wouldn't be... A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's Ride. It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here... Come on. Faster!
Can hardly make out a bloomin' thing. Over it.
Just the one of you, eh? Tracks. They're not left by bandits for a change. Time to fight. More tracks. The Chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is. I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned. It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they change their minds.
It was no trouble.
Clive, how'd you get on?
Any luck? He's...
Crystals crack. Is this what I think? Where in the hell did you
It's a long...
Right there on the road to Eastpool.
Everything up there's been abandoned for the empty cabin made for the perfect shelter.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. They'll find a... After all, that's what us in... Anyway, what matters, and now...
I didn't know you could...
Reckon there's a lot you don't like. The fact I'm as good with a wit and that book.
But it weren't your raving. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Now, will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself.
I don't want Gav to give up being a scout, honest. I don't want Gav to give up being a scout, honest.
What can I do for my favorite? Do you know why? 'Twas not 20 summers past. Your mother. But above all, and so you see, we'll be fine, Clive.
Yes, my lord? His Grace and I. At first, it was my duty to him. My lord.
I am.
I do not doubt it.
Thank you.
May you return safely. I prithee, do not risk yourself unduly.
How are you feeling?
Well... Is...
Wrong.
Go on. Did you make it?
We did. Aye. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that... Oh,
I don't know what... I thank you.
If there's anything you need,
I will.
Fancy a swift off.
I could be convinced. Don't you think you've had enough?
No, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout?
Yeah.
Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are, after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
One of these days, I swear, it's gonna be me who drinks you under the table.
If by under the table you mean retching on my boots half the night, I reckon one of those days would...
Ha ha. But just wait till we crack open the bottle. That stuff's strong enough to burn the horns of a behemoth.
Sounds like I'll be needing some new boots.
Do you think they'll come back?
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly...
Cyril, you found...
Yes, if you would do us the honor.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technology. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's...
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message, nor would he have entrusted his vision to his those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages.
It's a pity only they are still with...
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath, but one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will.
And where is this?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
My lord, I have the Book of Martyrs.
I would. The land. Kite. These on Rosaria.
We are. But our order works from the shadows. We choose new I chose Cyril. The others, the names recorded...
I see. Well, if these are the names they chose, thank you again, Cyril.
As I am in yours. Fare you well, my lord. Our guest awaits you in the archive.
My lord. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little what exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be complete. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished, but it was not to be. And his gifts...
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles. Not these, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you.
Thank you.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this heart?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply it is found in the bellies of elder. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen. You are most perceptive, your grace. In answer in fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield?
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
The griffin your father meant to slay is currently nesting in...
Titan's Wake is to the south.
Come on. Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is.
For House Rosfield.
I expect Lady Goditha will know. The Undying are not the only secret fellowship in this realm, you know. There are others, each working for their own end.
Oh, thank the fuck the Griffin is...
And the Heartstone.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen. Thank you. Your father would...
Lady Goditha.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be... If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone. The armbands are prey. Take them. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. And the graven vines encircling the stone.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside, enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever...
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be...
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, but this was more than just it was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her, even if the armbands were incomplete. She would surely not have overlooked them. So... how are you able...
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions, of the deep love he had for both of you. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled.
And thank the Founder you...
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the hearts, and so my pursuit continued. Until Lord Cyril, he informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyalty.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my servant... I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay for...
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it. For it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting. Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
Save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. That I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. He was truly capable of. Perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then?
Onward.
And to a new beginning.